Hi, my name is Armin and I'm 22 years old and I'm doing my study abroad currently in Limoges. It's a city in France and you can look it up, you won't find it. It's very small. It's not that small. It has 150,000 inhabitants and I didn't really want to be here. I wanted to do study abroad, like in Paris. The second option would have been Toulouse, which is also a big city in France, and the last one would have been Vienna in Austria. And I got Limoges, a city that whenever tell people about it, nobody knows about it. Only like 3 out of the 50 people that I've told about it knew it, and they were like, "Oh, the porcelain." And yeah, the porcelain is quite existent. It exists, and it's nice. It's pretty. I have to admit that. However, the last couple of days, I felt like I was living a very insignificant life in a very insignificant city, and yeah, it is very insignificant. I have to admit. I watched a lot of videos of people like moving to New York City, and before that, I've seen like a lot of videos on Paris itself, London, um, even Berlin. I'm from Germany originally, and also Berlin. Um, I myself would have loved to be in one of those cities, but I'm right now here, and I don't know. Yeah, yesterday I woke up. I felt quite sad. And usually I'm not a very sad person. I don't really cry that often, but I cried a little bit as well. And I'm not used to that. and I don't want to repeat it. I think my problem is that I don't feel like I have made that good of connections. I would say I have like two friends, and I met up with somebody today, and she was quite nice as well. Maybe a potential third friend. Um, but with a lot of other people, for example, yesterday in the afternoon, evening, when I met up with people, I told them, "Oh, I felt very sad," and the only thing that I got was, "Oh, yeah, sometimes you have these kind of days." And yeah, I feel like I would also say that, but I wouldn't just leave it at that. I would ask, "Did something particular happen? Can I help you in some way? What is the issue?" Uh, I would go deeper in it, and they really didn't, and it just made me also notice it's kind of unnecessary, to be honest. And my life kind of here is quite unnecessary. It's like whatever I'm doing here, I'm doing it for myself, and that's about it. And like, I don't really help anyone. I don't really benefit to anyone. I don't benefit to the to the Limoges people. I don't really give them anything. I support some of their business. Support like one coffee shop here. Wow, that's not really a contribution. Um, I'm studying here, but I could have also just stayed in Germany to study, and I would be faster done. I'm studying medicine. I would be like a faster doctor, and could have helped better that way. I don't do that as well. Um, I got bitten. That's why I'm scratching myself. It's very unnecessary what I'm doing here, essentially, especially because I feel like if I were to be in a bigger city, I would really benefit from it. Um, First of all, there are always more options. You can really like get around, see the city, have different kind of places to visit, have a lot of like culture to experience. Like when I was 2 days in Paris, I've been inspired so much to see like art from Monet, his house. This already inspired me so much to also do some art. Um, I learned so much over there. I can I'm just eager to research everything that I see. I don't have this feeling here. I really don't. I'm also queer, so I like guys. um, I do. I honestly do. And when I was in Germany, I also studied in a quite small city, and there already the options were very limited, and I reached always the point like on Tinder, for example, where after like 10 swipes, already everybody was swiped in my region, and first of all, second of all, it happened so much that I saw like people on dating apps, like in real life, people that I had dates with that I didn't want to see again. I saw them again multiple times, and it's just I was done with it. I was like hoping I wasn't really hoping to do a lot of dating here, but I was hoping to have more options. And then installed Tinder again, and like after like 10 minutes, I was already through all the options of my region, and I think I just want to have like I don't know a couple of dates with like a couple of people, and I don't want to have like only one potential person beneath like 30 people, in the hopes that they also will swipe me back. I think I would have benefited from that as well. And other than that, there's no real reason. And I think that's where I noticed why do we want to go to big cities? Okay, the culture, right? It is a point. However, here there are also museums in smaller cities. You can get around also in the region. You don't have to stay where you're at. You can do some trips, some day trips. It is possible. Um, who said that Limoges doesn't have any history that I can learn about? There's so much history. Of course there is. Um, just because it doesn't have this name, I don't feel interested. And I think that's maybe something one can also work on to make even places that you think are dull, to try to make them a little bit more interesting, to learn about them, and maybe they are interesting, and then you really enjoy living there as well. The dating aspect, I can't really help about it. That's just the way it is. But like I said, it's not the biggest issue. I thought when I'm going to be in a big city, I could really make big things, and like I'd have this interesting life. But I feel like interesting lives aren't really created in big cities necessarily. You can be the most boring person, live in a big city. It doesn't make a difference. Um, I think rather than being in a big city to make big things, you just have to be a big person, a great person to make great things and to create great things. I think this is very much possible anywhere, and you don't have to be in a big city. Obviously, certain stuff is reserved to people with certain amounts of privileges and circumstances, and that's true. But for example, to create a book, you just have to write. It doesn't. I don't mean like publishing it. That's a different story. But like, you can just write a book. You don't have to be rich or poor to be one to write a book. It's impossible for everyone. That's what I want to do at least, and I think I can do it here. Maybe I could even do it better here than elsewhere, because there are no distractions that can hinder me, and that's what I noticed being in such an insignificant city where there's not that much to do. I have all the time of the world. I can do anything that I want to do. I can write. I can dance. I can do nothing, and I don't feel any like pressure. And maybe it takes also the pressure if you're living such an insignificant life. That means there's so much more that you can do out of it. And if not, it's okay. It's okay to also lead this very unnecessary life and just live for the small things. And where I don't know, in my daily life, I really enjoy small things. I love going to the boulangerie here, to the bakery, getting a croissant, getting like some sort of baguette, eating fromage. I really enjoy it, and also thinking about like what I could do and what I want to do. This is also just small things that I really enjoy. And maybe it's in a very insignificant life, in an insignificant city. And I do maybe insignificant stuff. But these things, in a way, they're very necessary for me. They are significant for me. I do enjoy doing very boring stuff that I can't really tell about people because it's just uninteresting. But for me, myself, it's a very nice thing. And maybe that's the charm of living here in Limoges. And yeah, I don't know if this makes sense at all. If this is it is a very first world problem. I have to admit that. Um, I read a book about like the Israel-Palestine conflict, and I was like, oh man, these are real issues. And I'm complaining that I'm not in Paris. So this is very much a first world problem, and also having this always in the back of my mind doesn't invalidate my feelings, of course, but in a way it does, because it is unnecessary to think about these issues. In a way, it's very. I could also just be content, and I think I am content by just living day to day, doing stuff I enjoy, and maybe sometimes feeling sad, but it doesn't help me to be bitter about it. And yeah, I think that's about it. Um, the sun is setting, which is very nice. I live on the ninth floor, which is also very nice, so I can see the sunset oftentimes. I actually can see the sunrise more than the sunset. But right now I see a little bit of the sunset through the trees. I don't see anything, to be honest. I won't show you because it will show that I lied. Um, I hope this kind of resonated with you. I feel like I don't have that much to say in a way anyway. Uh, but I need a place where I wanted to talk about my